Yo, it's KingsDecree. I'm playing some Golden Henselt after the big positioning update. So basically my my spam Leprechaun deck, it's dead. It's dead and buried, just like the Bloody Baron buried the Leprechaun in The Witcher 3. I'm probably not going to be playing much more of that deck. I'm just not feeling it, man. The thing I loved about the Bloody Baron is that even if it wasn't that great, it had such a distinctly unfairness to it that I really enjoyed to like abuse, you know? And now that it's fair is not good enough. I don't want to play a fair deck. So that's kind of why I've moved to Golden Henselt. That's not to say that Golden Henselt is necessarily better or worse. I can't really say for sure personally right now. But it's something I want to explore. And I gotta say, I'm not, like, right off the bat, like, the Bloody Baron, it was my first legendary crafted, I believe. And, you know, I fell in love with it almost instantly. I just loved all the synergy between, like, Neneke and Shawnee and, you know, the Redanian Knights and all the little cards you can kind of play to kind of get those buffs off, you know, over and over and over again. But I just, like, when I go into this Golden Henselt, I'm not feeling it. I get that it's a strong deck. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Grim Patron from Hearthstone. If you're not aware of what that deck archetype was, it's actually almost like what it's been a while since it was killed due to the big nerf to Warsong Commander. But what it used to be is it kind of played almost like a control deck. You kind of just survive, and then you get the Grim Patron out, and then then bam, man, you get the flurry of knives, whatever it was called. Deal 1 damage to all enemies, or to everyone on the battlefield rather. And then you would I'm forgetting the particular name because I haven't played Warrior since Grim Patron was killed. There was another one that did 1 damage and gave it 2+ strength, and the Warsong Commander made it all give charge. So then you could proc more Grim Patrons off your enemies. I kind of get the same feeling with this Golden Henselt deck. Okay, well, shit. This is not a long enough game to get my discussion off. Okay. I guess he felt that maybe he committed way too many cards to the turn that I passed on. But anyway, I'm just gonna keep going. So I'm kind of getting the same feeling here with Golden Henselt. There's so much like setup. There's so much like background strategy and tactics that it's hard for me to enjoy it right now as I am. But at the same time, I'm not getting that. Like, once you got that Grim Patron combo going off, it felt unstoppable. It felt so damn unfair. It's like, why should this exist? And I guess the developers felt that it shouldn't exist, and it was nerfed into oblivion. It's still kind of usable, just not as much as it used to be. And I don't know. This Golden Henselt deck, I feel like it takes just like a similar amount of preparation, but I'm not getting a huge payoff like I did with Grim Patron. The Freeze Mage is pretty similar. You know, you kind of just barely survive until like, you know, whatever it is, turn 8 or something like that. And then you burst your opponent down from, you know, 30 health. And that was a huge payoff in 1 turn. But I'm not getting. I think the kind of disconnect comes between the different rounds. Like, let's say you spend a crazy amount of resources. You know, you spend your entire hand or deck or whatever getting this Golden Henselt to work, but then you only win 1 round. How do you win those next rounds when your entire combo is already dead? It's difficult. And it's a little bit... Other people have been saying that Golden Henselt is now going to rise to be a pretty stable rank 15 deck, and that very well may be. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. I mean, I've played at least 10 hours of this deck so far, and I'm just not hitting it, man. It's weird. And this is Northern Realms, too. This isn't like going from, you know, maining one faction to going to another and not seeing it. I'm playing the same faction with a lot of the same cards, and it's not hitting off for me. Although I do like the combo potential. It's really fascinating, and this is to kind of give, you know, I don't like being all that negative crap, you know. Let's get back to the positive stuff. I really enjoy how I can go from two let's just say two leaders within the same faction, but the two styles of play are so incredibly vastly different. And a lot of the cards are, you know, there's a lot of bleed over, right? Like I'm using Redanian Knights, Medics, Lacerates, Ciri. I actually just added Yennefer. As of late, I've added Cleaver pretty recently because it got a pretty big buff. And actually, I kind of added Cleaver because I wanted to unlock some certain units like my Reinforced Siege Tower or Margarita or whatever her name is. I think I'm going to pass from this point. Should I pass though? Skulltell gets better as the game goes on, right? I don't think that's Skulltell, but 10, huh? Maybe I should play Syrian Pass. Play Syrian Pass. Play Syrian Pass. I think I'm going to play Syrian Pass. This kind of gives me like a nice little a fork. If you haven't played chess, a fork is when you have your knight that kind of moves like in that L shape, and you end your chess turn by having your knight in a position that can take two relatively equally powerful units. So like a rook and a bishop or something like that. That's kind of what I'm going for here. If I win, you know, one side of that L, that one side of that hook, that fork, if I win the round, and then I can just pass next turn. If I lose, he has to spend cards to catch up, and I get my Ciri back. So it's a little bit of a difficult to quantify mechanic, but something to be aware of. So it looks like he's going to fight it out, which is nice. Okay, so he still needs 7 plus 5 is 12. Is that 12? I don't know. I'm not good at math. I actually have a really neat function on my keyboard. It's a little calculator button. I can bring that up whenever I need to do the math in between rounds or whatever. Also, a really big thing that I like that they added on this UI. Wasn't initially sold on it. I still am not. I think there could be some improvements made to make it a little more flashy, a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more eye-catching. But I like that they added the actual number counters on your deck, graveyard, and hand. That makes visually seeing where you stand quantifiably a little bit easier, which is nice. I like that. So I think I'm going to open it with Yennefer here, try and force an early pass. Come on, give me that early pass. Usually, I feel like both against me and against other players, they'll pass when they see Yennefer. So I think I'm going to go for that.
Bet this will come as a surprise.
What is this? I bet this will come as a surprise. What are you talking about, dude? I hope I don't see a surprise. I don't want any surprises right now. I just want to win. And just in case, like, it's not clear, you definitely don't want to pass, even though they're trying to force you to.
While you can.
Traditionally, right? When they have this card on your side of the field that gives you 14 strength. Because what they can do is, you know, you pass at like 30 strength, right? But they still have like 7 cards or whatever, right? They just play all 7 of their cards and then win the entire game. I've definitely made that mistake more than once. It's a little bit embarrassing, but I'm sure it happens to everyone. Just make sure to keep it in mind if you're just recently starting out or you're about to start out here in the open beta that's coming up here pretty soon. So this is the round that's really difficult to win with Golden Henselt. It's actually called Henselt, but I hate the way that sounds, so I'm just gonna call it Henselt. Ah, no, I mean it. It's already infecting my mind with their weird pronunciation. It's kind of unfortunate that this is made by like a, like a non-English speaking development team, because then me pronouncing a lot of the stuff is just, I just butcher it, man. I'm very much like a hear it and then copy it kind of person. I'm not really good at reading out and then pronouncing something correctly. It just doesn't happen for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and cleaver this hawker. What is it called? Smuggler? Yeah, I'm gonna cleave that. I don't want it to be getting so much worth over the entire round. I've been calling him Henselt, kind of like Hamlet. Kind of has like a similar. I don't know if the word's onomatopoeia, but it's some English pretentious word that has similar sounding syllables. Just like that, similar sounding syllables. Okay, let's see. I really don't want to overload this entire row, but maybe I should. I think I'm going to keep playing the gold cards from now. Generally speaking, I like to play the gold cards early. Oh, damn. This reinforced siege tower could actually get a ton of worth off. It sucks that I didn't get Margarita, but maybe I can still bring this round back. It really depends on what he has in his hand. And he has so many cards. It's 6 to 7 cards. I do have my leader power, but... Oh, wait. 3, 4... It counts your leader power as a card. Oh, my God. So I'm still behind an entire card. That kind of sucks. I didn't realize they would count your leader card as a card. I mean, it makes sense in retrospect, but... I always thought of the leader power as a power, not necessarily a card to be played. If that makes any sense.
Tell me you jest.
Nice, Britannia Knight. Okay, so basically, I just have to survive here. To survive, I think I can do that though. And that's kind of a weird thing, right? The amount of board interaction is a difficult thing to balance, isn't it? Like, you could go with Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering, which is a rather abundant amount of board interaction from hand, like spells and all that good stuff. But in Gwent, I feel like it's a lot less than most would have. Wow, he played that pretty early, I think. Is he trying to set up for... I wonder if he's trying to set up for... a swipe on the next turn. I think what I'm going to do is... I'm going to go ahead and promote this. Or not promote, but leader power this. Just to make sure they're safe. And I have a full gold board, which is pretty difficult to deal with in most cases. Especially now that cards like Ivarith don't deal damage to the gold cards. But D-Bomb is still a huge consideration. And Shackles or Cleaver to a lesser extent. I think if they don't have a D-Bomb, I think I win this round.
I'm a dwarf for business.
Okay, there's the Cleaver. Oh, wow. That's interesting. So, since he unlocked his own unit, that tells me he doesn't have a Smite, and he doesn't have an Igni, or else he would have made my siege tower silver, so then he could get rid of it. So he doesn't have that. Or he has a D-Bomb, and he'll just get rid of it at the very end. Ah, man, there's so many damn things to consider in this matchup. In this matchup, as in Golden Henselt. Okay, so I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to play my second. Oh, man, they get a proc on each and every one. That's rough. And I have no D-bomb to reset those either. Oh. I barely come out ahead, I think. No, they're getting 6. I'm getting 9. So it's basically like I'm playing a 3 strength card every time I play those scouts. Wait, it's actually 3 plus 6. So 9. So it's like I'm getting 9, which I guess is good enough. But still. So I think if he had Lacerate, he would have used it already, right? Because why would he hold... Nope. Oh! Alzur's Thunder. How about that? Okay, I'll just play my second set of Poor Infantry here. Unless he was expecting me to play a second set of Poor Infantry. Would you save your second Lacerate for that? I mean, not second Lacerate, but your only Lacerate, rather. I don't think I would. Because then that's pretty greedy. But then again, if you Alzur's Thunder it, then they only get 2 Poor Infantry. Oh man, that's hard to say. Because like, I have to assume a lot of things about my opponent's knowledge.
Everything all right?
Which, considering I'm playing just like a regular casual match, no, you gotta be kidding. He had the one card I needed him to not have. Damn. He didn't even play that card before, did he? I don't remember seeing that card. Oh, man. Yeah, see, that's the thing with Golden Henselt. It's just so damn easy to counter. Especially in the Skulltile matchup where they can search, they can dig for their Lacerates with Elven Mercenary. And then they can just pull one right back without Agla, whatever it is. I don't like Golden Henselt. I don't think I'll be playing much more of this archetype. Even though it is Northern Realms, it's just... I can't stand to have my cards to be so easily counterable like that. That's rough. Maybe it's just the Skulltile matchup. Maybe it's just like maybe like other classes also have their kryptonite, but I don't think I could reliably play this. And like I've played mostly Skulltile today. Maybe that's just it. Maybe I'm just playing a normally large amount of that class, but it's really tough. I don't like it. It's just too unreliable in my opinion. I mean, I think right now, go back to my Tiberian support Leprechaun spam deck. Or even the Cobbled Brand discard, even in the face of nerfs. Just not to have to deal with Golden Henselt's, like, extremely high risk, extremely high reward playstyle. I can't gel with it. But anyway, that's Golden Henselt. Granted, I don't have all the cards that make Golden Henselt great. And I'm not a particularly great player, only sitting at rank 11, but... I don't know. I'm gonna watch closely to see how the meta turns out and see what the quote-unquote pro players are doing, and then try and adjust from there. But as it stands, it's really hard to play. Thanks for watching.